can generate the correct, precisely sentences to describe the picture. Now in the computer, or even I mean, in the current days, do you think that the smartest computers can generate the sentences just like human beings? 100% no. Why? Identify. Movement or actions. The connections between the two objects. Okay. Yes.
I think computer maybe one day can tell the difference of, can describe only the pure objects, the relationship of the pure objects, but it cannot figure out the relationship between humans or some animals because of the little change of the expression is really difficult for computer to figure out, and it is even a subject for our human to learn now. So I think in the near future it is impossible for computer to do this, and maybe later I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for the human beings, I cannot know the relationship between the two people either, right? If you do not tell me you two are relatives, then I cannot understand, right? So you cannot understand the relatives and the feelings, right now. But in the near future, maybe the computers can tell this kind of complicated relations. Yeah. How about you? Yes.
And I think that our brains analyze data more precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And computer can't don't know so much.
Mm-hmm.
Just like 3 years old kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. He said the computers so far is just like a 3 years old kid, just like a 3 years old kid. So it can generate the words correctly, but for the sentences, it may take time. Okay, very good. Thank you. How about you? Okay.
We think.
Yeah.
Okay. We think computers can describe the photo 100% is because
Just like human brains.
it's not like human brain. And if we have a picture and computers, I try this another way to say. If we input a picture to computer, and it just can identify some objects. It's some object that we write some software to identify that object. So if we have a picture there, and there is a people and a swimming pool, and computer just can identify water and people. It can know people is swimming in the water, and that is a big difference to us. Yeah.
Well, what he said is the computers can identify a human being, and a swimming pool or the water, but they can the computer cannot identify a man is swimming in the swimming pool, or the man is going to die in the swimming pool, or so for the details, the computers may not make 100% precisely describing by using the sentences. Okay, very good. How about you? You two are in the group, right? Okay, very good. But I saw you two trying to talk to each other.
Still has a lot to learn. And the computer still makes mistakes.
The cat lying on the bed in the blanket.
So, of course, when it sees too many cats, it thinks everything might look like a cat.
A young boy is holding a baseball bat.
Or if it hasn't seen a toothbrush, it confuses a baseball bat.
As the computer cannot tell the toothbrush and a baseball bat. 棒球，球棒。Okay. It's confused.
A man riding a horse down the street next to a building.
We haven't taught Art 101 to the computers.
A zebra standing in a field of grass.
And it hasn't learned to appreciate the stunning beauty of nature like you and I do.
So the computers cannot see the rainbows over there. The computers, what does the computer say? A zebra standing in a field of grass. So the computer can see the zebras and the grass, but the computer cannot identify the rainbow. So they cannot appreciate the beauty of the nature. So that is also a difference.
So it has been a long journey. To get from age 0 to 3 was hard. The real challenge is to go from 3 to 13 and far beyond. Let me remind you with this picture of the boy and the cake again. So far, we have taught the computer to see objects, or even tell us a simple story when seeing a picture.
A person sitting at a table with a cake.
But there's so much more to this picture than just a person and a cake. What the computer doesn't see is that this is a special Italian cake that's only served during Easter time. The boy is wearing his favorite t-shirt given to him as a gift by his father after a trip to Sydney. And you and I can all tell how happy he is and what's exactly on his mind at that moment. This is my son, Leo. On my quest for visual intelligence, I think of Leo constantly and the future world he will live in.
Okay, so this is related to my following question. Okay. In the previous videos, she said that her team tried to organize those neurons, the nodes, in hierarchical layers, 阶层性的连接起来, similar to the human brains. And the computer can see a cat, just like that, identify the location of the cat, and identify all of the objects, like a girl, a boy, and a teddy bear. And they can see the dog, a person, and a kite in the background. And also, she shows that the computer can generate sentences, but not in a perfect way. Like this, is that, oh, a young boy is holding a baseball bat, because the computer cannot tell the differences between the toothbrush and the baseball bat. And also, the computer cannot appreciate the beauty of the nature. The computer can understand the picture of the zebra and a field of grass. So not a beautiful rainbow. And the question 6, can the computer know how happy is the boy? For yes, raise your hands. For yes? can the computer know how happy is the boy? Can the computer identify the smiling face of the boy? Well, in the video she said no, not so hard, no. But I already tell you the answer. Actually, no, the computer cannot understand how happy is the boy. And we all know this boy is her son, male. Okay, so the question 7. In the follow videos, she's going to finish her. She's going to summarize her conclusions. The last question for you is: how can we use the big data to save the world? This would be an open question for you. Please have a small discussion around with your group members. How can we use the big data to save the world? How? She says her team, they try to use the big data to identify the object in the picture and try to generate the sentences, the meaningful sentences. But for us, we are the students. We are the students in the science and engineering college. So we are going to save the world if we want. So for you, what kind of thing would you like to do by using the big data? What is the thing you would like to use and to save the world? For me, have you seen the movie 大英雄天团? Have you seen the movie Batman? That is an oh, sorry, I prepared this question can leave for you to discussion later, but I have prepared some other slides. She said the doctors, what kind of applications we can use for this kind of technology. For the doctors and nurses, they will have an extra pair of tireless eyes, because you know the doctors and nurses, they are very busy to save lives. So if they make the mistake during their operation, you know, the patient can be killed. They cannot survive. So if we use the camera, smart enough camera, to provide an extra pairs of tireless eyes, then that camera can tell the doctors and nurses the situation of the patient, to remind the doctors, to remind them what is the value of their blood pressure, what is the value of some key issues, and how they can do a scan, use the CT, scan the patient and know what happened, what kind of injuries, what kind of hurt problems that happen in this patient. So they can have a tireless eyes to tell them what to do for the next step. So this is a kind of application, or they can help them to diagnose and take care of the patients. Say, oh, be relaxed, be relaxed. And also with the smartest computers, we can, if the smartest computers, they are installed in a car, those cars can run smarter and safer on the road. They can avoid the rock. They can know the weather and to avoid the dangerous situation. And we can have the robbers help us to brave the disaster zones to save the trapped and wounded. Trapped means the people who is in is trapped under the building. Wounded means they are hurt. They cannot get out. They cannot go outside by themselves. But so far, in this situation, the human beings, we may be afraid. If I go inside and to save the lives, I may be killed as well. So in this time, if we have the robot, the smart robot, they can use their vision to see the trapped and wounded person. They can save their lives. They are brave because they do not have life, but they know how to save the people. So like this big hero, and just like I said, the big hero, there in the big hero, there is a machine, a robot called Benex. He is actually created by hero's brother, but the hero's brother, he was killed in an accident. So this smart guy, called his name is Hero, he tried to build up to re-establish this robot, so they can save the world. This movie is the best animated feature film in the current academic awards in Oscar 最佳动画奖. So in this year, so I think you can try to enjoy this movie. You can go to the theater or watch this movie. It is very interesting movie talking about the friendship between the human beings and the machines. The machine can save the lives. So that is a kind of application by using the smartest computers to save the lives. Or you see the Interstellar 经济效应. Inside there are two machines. They help the people to go to the outer space, trying to find out the possible place to create a place for human beings, because at that time the Earth is in a very dangerous situation. So in this movie, the robot is also very smart. They can tell the situation, they can save their lives. Okay, so it is about the end of the end. So I would like you to go back to answer the question: how can we use the big data to save the world? As I mentioned before, you can say, oh, they can help the doctors and nurses. They can help the people to drive safer, and they can help the people in the disaster zones. They can save the trapped and wounded person. You can have infinite kind of applications. So I would like you to answer this question: how can we use the big data to save the world? And now we are going to have a simple discussion, because for the next week, I would like you to present in front of the class again. So the topic is: how can we use the big data to save the world? So for this week, you don't need to tap the video. You don't have to. You just answer the questions, the video questions. You don't need to tap the video. You just need to answer the video questions, because you are going to do your second presentation next week. The topic is: how can we use the big data to save the world? We do not have the midterm exams. And the next week is our final week. For me, I teach week 1 to week 9. For Jen, she's going to teach you in the week 10 to week 18. So for the next week is our last week. So I would like you to try to present, try to talk in front of people. Because for the last time, I found found out that some people, they are afraid to talk to people naturally. Just look at their note, or their smartphone, or their iPad, or their computer. But actually that is not a good way. You just talk to people naturally. Again, you can prepare 3 slides, at least, so at most. You cannot prepare more than 3, only 3 slides. Everybody, you have 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. So I would like you to share, how can we use the big data to save the world? Okay, questions? No? Okay, we have 20 minutes. Please discuss this among your small group. Go ahead.